St. Columba Orthodox Church in Fernley, Nevada is a Western Rite parish of the Russian Orthodox Church outside Russia. Ministering to his people and the community there in the high desert, Father William Bauer also shares with us some lessons learned.
Most of the time I talk about the call, Jesus Christ, but today there's something that's on my mind I want to talk to you about. No nation can survive by killing its own children, and we are doing that. It's worse than the Holocaust. That was 6 million Jews. We're up to 53 million, 54 million children in our nation have been murdered under a legal law. It's legal, certainly isn't right. The people behind this, they do most of the abortions, are Planned Parenthood is what they're called. Planned Parenthood is about population control and eugenics. It's always been like that, to get rid of the people who are considered weeds. Margaret Sanger was the founder. An organization called the American Birth Control League is now called Planned Parenthood. It focused and focuses on immigrants, disabled, other minority groups, and these remain the primary target clientele for Planned Parenthood today. Ms. Sanger, she had several husbands, believed that there were too many of the wrong kind of people. She called them human weeds, reckless breeders, human beings who should have never been born. She also said the only real wealth of the country lies in men and women of the next generation. She said a farmer would rather produce 1,000 thoroughbreds than 1 million runts. You get the picture? Abortion is just one of the many ways to reduce the population, considering that it needed to be reduced. I don't think it needs to be reduced. God said, go forth and multiply. If you take a look around you in the United States, how many empty houses do you see? In 1969, the vice president of Planned Parenthood sent a memo to the head of the Population Council. The memo said it had a table of proposed measures to reduce U.S. fertility. The memo was drawn up as a companion piece to a paper called Beyond Family Planning. The memo makes suggestions for population control. Restructure the family. Anybody doing that? I think the government is. Alter the ideal family size. Compulsory education of children. We've got that. Encourage increased homosexuality. We've got that. Education for family limitation. And fertility control agents in the water supply. God, I hope we don't have that. And encourage women to work and also provide few child care facilities. If they're working and they got a problem, well, hey, there's a solution, they say. Also suggested was compulsory abortion of out-of-wedlock pregnancies. We don't have that, although it almost happened to one of my children. I'll tell you about that on another day. Confine childbearing to a limited number of adults. Payments to encourage contraception. Free birth control. Isn't that what we've got? Somebody's got to pay for it. Scare tactics and social conditioning have convinced people that there is an overpopulation problem. Demographics say it the other way. But the scare tactics intimate that population poses the greatest threat of humanity. Human beings are the greatest threat to the earth. People are brainwashed into believing that the only way to save humanity is to greatly reduce the world's population. No matter how often and how loud they say it, Planned Parenthood has never been about helping women. They're about population control and eugenics. That's why over 80% of all abortion facilities are in or close to minority communities. You ever heard about the Negro Project? Well, it was a project of Planned Parenthood. Margaret Sanger suggested that they should hire 3 or 4 colored ministers, preferably with social service backgrounds and with engaging personalities. The most successful educational approach to the Negro, she said, is through a religious appeal. The minister's work is also important, and they should be trained, perhaps by eugenicists, as to the ideal solution and the great goal that they hope to reach. They don't want the word to go out that they want to exterminate the Negro population, and they're doing a good job of it. More babies in New York City this year are aborted than are born. African American babies. Let me say that again. More babies who are black are aborted in New York City than are allowed to be born. They've got their program. How do we stop a multi-billion-dollar organization from killing our children? Well, the first thing we do is we talk to the man who made the place, God. You ever stop to think that we as Christians can talk to God himself? I think that's a great privilege, and I want you to do it. Be with me. Pray to end abortion. And for right now, I'm out of here.
Father William Bauer is the rector of St. Columba Orthodox Church in Fernley, Nevada. The music you hear is Teller of the Tales by Kevin MacLeod, Incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license. This has been a Western Rite Radio production. Please find us at WRORadio.com.